And now we have some fun
Oh,
questions.
yeah, we have just some awful. You know, we're going to have to make this, I think, into 2 interviews.
Oh, it will
I
have
think
to
we'll
be like
have
a series.
We're going to have the
Or 3,
political,
yeah.
the political interview,
the activism interview.
yes.
The perfect ending interview.
Seriously,
and
I
now-
think it's going to
yes,
be a
I think it will
series.
be a series. But
It's
so
my
you-
honor. Thank you for asking me, guys.
Oh,
it's our pleasure, and
we've been wanting to do it for a long time.
And I told Mimi, well, if she only has a certain amount of time, then we have to decide which questions to prioritize. So thank you so much for just giving us all this time.
It really means a lot to us. So I have a very basic question. Do you ever sleep?
Well, you kind of answered that. Yeah.
I actually have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah.
Does your mind whir?
Huh?
Does your mind whir?
Yes, I can't turn it all off. Yeah, and then of course I have my iPhone there. I turn that off.
Good idea.
And I sleep too. I have a sound machine, 2 of them. So one is ocean waves and one is a rain thunderstorm. So
that's good.
I'm trying to do this, and I have a million sleep apps where I listen to people trying to put me to sleep, and then I end up just turning on MSNBC because how can you sleep in this political climate?
MSNBC makes me crazy. Then I start screaming at the television.
Yeah, but don't you love Rachel Maddow right now?
I love Rachel. I love Joy Reid.
Joy Reid. I love her too.
Oh my God.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I love Andrea Mitchell. Yes, I'm an absolute political.
Andrea Mitchell was bad in this election.
Yeah, we didn't like her during the election cycle, but she's gotten better now that it's over. She was strangely, oddly anti-Hillary. But yes, the women. The thing I love, Hallie Jackson, all of those women, is that the women dominate MSNBC, and the men are all fabulous. I love everybody on MSNBC.
Yeah.
It's
but you know what? But to be fair, I'm trying to watch some other, like BBC as well.
Yeah,
because
BBC
I don't think any of us should get our news sources from one source.
No, I agree with you. Well, I watch network news.
Well,
I don't like CNN very much.
I know, but I switch off between CNN and MSNBC.
But do you sometimes watch something other than news?
Yes. What did I just watch last night? I like documentaries too. I just watched something that I love now called The Good Fight.
But we have to pay for The Good Fight. I'm so angry at CBS because I love The Good. I'm sorry, I'm yelling.
This is a clip.
I never got into The Good Wife, and then once I missed the beginning, I'm like, I just feel like I'm not ever going to get on that treadmill.
Go back.
But The Good Fight, I love. I love This Is Us. I love Grey's Anatomy still.
Yes, This Is Us is divine.
And then I love reality TV.
Ooh.
Don't tell anybody, but I love Dance Moms. I love Hell's Kitchen. Just because I like watching train wrecks, and I love watching. Because I love to play bitches and crazy on TV.
I was going to ask you that.
So I like to study them because you can't believe they're actually doing that.
I can't believe they're real. Well,
how real are they?
TV is
I
not
think that
real.
they egg them on a little bit.
Oh, I know, but it's still
it's hilarious.
It's still I love
kids.
watching.
I worry about those.
It's my candy. But don't tell anybody.
We won't. It's your secret's safe with us.
I just saw somebody tweet or something that Honey Boo Boo and Duck Dynasty is what brought us this presidency.
Oh yeah,
yes.
I know.
The fact that people
and I watched some of Honey Boo Boo. I have to say,
talk about a train wreck.
Oh, and I love My 600-Pound Life because I just love the struggle of somebody real trying to overcome something. And,
Hoarders upsets me.
Yeah, which
hoarders.
Hoarders. Oh yeah,
I see potential in my life for hoarders.
Yeah. I watch Intervention again because it's a lot of truth and behavior. See, as an actress, you're watching things not for just value, I guess, or entertainment value, but you also watch, and I study people. Mm-hmm. So I find some of the things like Rebecca, who I'm going to. Or Vivian Pinchot, who I'm going to play in Nesting Doll. She also is compulsive behavior and hides. She's really nasty. She just clips people, like cuts them off. And I find that when people are like that, it's because they are more vulnerable inside. So they're going to get you before you can get them. Uh-huh. And then so you show it, and then you have to figure out in the course through your acting, you pick out moments where you can actually show how vulnerable and needy they are. And she also is addicted to prescription drugs and drinks. So She's going to be a doll, just delicious to play.
She's a barrel of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you playing villains because you look like sugar and spice, and you really do know how to get your villain on.
Yeah,
I've always enjoyed seeing you, even when Rebecca had her edge. You do that very, very well, and then of course you always bring humanity to them. So
because nobody, it's just one spectrum all the time.
No.
We have a whole orchestra of between point A and point Z. There's a whole orchestra that you need to play, and you need to for every like really strong note, you have to show how they got there and how they feel about how they just said that.
Yep.
And so there's music playing before you get to the next one, and that's what you have to consciously pick out moments that the audience can see those things and see how you feel about what you just said, and then how you just cover it up and say nobody's gonna. Do you see what I mean? So,
yes, I was an actress. So.
It's a string of pearls. You do one pearl, and then before the next one, even there's all these little things that happen, and I just love figuring out the mechanics of acting and waking up in the middle of the night with, that's that moment in that scene that's going to make that. I knew it. Instead of just playing it literally, if you put that moment in, it changes everything else.
Yep.
So I love the craft.
Now, besides working and being an activist and being a motivational speaker and being a Hollywood stock media coach and being all those things that you do, what do you do for fun? Or do you just enjoy all those things so they're fun for you?
I really love what I do. The older I get, the more I just love to stay home. A couple years ago, I bought, because I lived in a condo in a community with up and down stairs for a long time. And then my dogs, I'm an avid dog lover. I've got 3 babies now. Lucy is 16, we just met. A Chihuahua who's 15. And then my dear Lola, I just had to put down because she was at the very end with brain cancer.
Oh, we're so sorry.
And then my dear cat, Bammer, I lost him a year and a half ago because he had a nasal tumor.
Oh,
so my life is really full that way. And so I had to move to a place. I had kept putting it off, and then I was running my business out of the house. So Sue would come over, and my office was in my condo, and then her office was at the kitchen table, right there. And so finally, I just bought a house.
Yay!
And I had on my vision board, and I don't know if you do vision boards.
No, but we're familiar with them.
Yes. And so I just recently went to my studio, my Unleash Your Star Power video studio, and was looking at my vision board that I created probably 5 years ago. And literally, virtually everything I have on that thing I realized I have achieved. I didn't even realize it.
That's fabulous.
And to find a home that is my sanctuary, that feeds me and is creative, and that I feel that I'm making the planet better in, and everything. That is this place.
That's so wonderful.
I literally could be okay with never leaving. And
we know the feeling.
We know the feeling.
And I love to cook. So it's all fresh veggies, and but now, as I say, I'm doing Nutrisystem, just to kind of just keep it to slim down just a little bit for shooting Chesapeake Shores, because the camera does add 10 pounds, and it's not an eating disorder. It's just business for me now. I could never do an disorder again. I can't believe that in those days, I could never have imagined that there was life without that black hole, but there is.
It's a better life without a black hole.
Yeah, yes. And then I've got 2 grandkids, and my daughter, they live 6 minutes from me.
Oh, fabulous.
That fills up a lot of whatever little time you have.
Do they come and put them there and say, watch them now? And
absolutely. And my grandson, so I'm not married now. I have not dated for a while, because I feel like the older I get too, I am more on purpose. And I feel, I guess like Rebecca did, that there is a timeline. I just feel I have to do this. I have to do this. I'm driven to get things done, to make a difference, to do this more. And so the dating thing's not on my radar right now. And
If only you
I
could
have-
have dated women.
Leave her alone.
yeah, but it just doesn't. I know, but it just because I
No,
know so
I
many
know.
great women, but you know,
I
There's
feel
not
bad.
even time for that.
I feel bad for
Yeah.
you.
but it's not even the time thing. It's just you either know or you don't know.
Yeah.
So
No,
But-
no.
but
I'm just kidding.
I know, but I will say that it turns out that the love of my life, the male love of my life, turned out to be my grandson.
I've heard that before, Barbara.
Yeah, you have?
Oh, I have.
My gosh! And now, so he's 5, and we have Mimi dates. We've always had Mimi dates. And now, oh my gosh, I have a little 18-month-old granddaughter named Solstice.
Oh my God.
And oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better. So I'm so blessed. I'm trying to make more time, get off the treadmill, make more time to celebrate my miracles and my blessings and acknowledge them. I have a big collection of singing bowls. I believe in angels. In fact, angels leave me white feathers all the time. I see, since my father died, I see the number 11 all the time.
11
And
and 22
I see
on mine.
butterflies.
You see what?
Huh? White butterflies.
White butterflies.
So as weird as all this sounds, if you knew me, like people are astonished. Chesapeake Shores and Vancouver Island last year, I literally kept getting dive bombed by white butterflies. Everybody was like, I've never seen one of those before. What's happening? So those things, we just have to be more open.
I agree.
And I realize that the things that I don't know are way more than what I could have ever even imagined. So I feel like my 60s, I'm just expanding in so many ways. And I think probably I'll maybe have another partner someday. But right now, I'm just really good with myself. Probably the best I've ever been.
That's the most important thing.
So
And this
wonderful to
and
hear.
that also means that when you do have that partner, he will be
Yeah.
right for you, because you by then will be so good with yourself. Will have been so good with yourself that you will only let in somebody who will be as good to you, which
Yeah.
is so important.
But I could never have imagined being alone before, because I went from my parents to a husband to, I always had a boyfriend. I always had somebody, but I've been alone now really about 10 years. Honestly, my last marriage ended about 10 years ago. And I'm probably too good at being alone now. So,
I know the feeling. If it weren't for
really good.
Liron,
I'm really good with me.
that's
and
great.
I'm not a perfect yet, but I'm perfectly okay with that.
That's perfect.
That's terrific. Now I'm going to ask you a ridiculous question, because it's a question that's asked so many people, but I'm really curious about it.
What tree I am.
What tree? No, I'm not going to
What
ask you
tree
what tree
are
you are.
you?
It's
What
not.
tree are you?
It's not that ridiculous. Would you ever like to direct?
Yes, I would like to direct. I can direct actors. I direct my clients all the time.
Of course.
In my Unleash Your Star Power system, I'm a media trainer, because now I love to help other people get their message out. I train them on public speaking, or how to create their platform, how to make their message succinct, hone their talking points, speak in sound bites, and then I bring them into my studio for video boot camp weekends. And the first day is I teach them how to talk to camera, how to make the camera their friend, because it's the biggest fear that most people have is either public speaking or talking to that lens. And then I shoot their videos for their website and their marketing afterwards. And I get such a kick out of that, because I used to think it was about me acting and putting out entertainment and everything, but all those things that I've learned about how to relate to a camera or create a character or communicate are all those things that everybody in business now needs to know. Whether you're speaking at a convention or interviewing a client or for a new job or doing a sales call, you need to be on message and know how to really relate to and communicate and come across in the most effective way. So that's what I do, and that's what I'm really passionate about. And so that's my Unleash Your Star Power system. I've got a whole training course. Sue Melky is my business partner, and we're just getting ready to launch a new website and all. So
we'll have to look
that I just want to make a difference that way.
I used to get your emails about that. They were always fascinating to me.
I know.
Yeah.
And then, but you haven't lately, have you?
No, I
Because
haven't.
acting has been going so well. I mean, I'm so blessed. But I've been traveling over 100 days the past few years each year. And so I've kind of put all that business on hold, but I'm keeping my studio, and I take clients,
Private clients.
And as much as I can. So, and that
great.
will be, I'm always going to do that.
It's a good thing to fall back on.
Yeah, I know. Yep. As my father told me.
Now, who would be your number one dream person to acting partner and director?
Well, I love Nicole Kahn, and I can't wait to do our next movie together. I mean, it would be really fun, of course, to do some big budget movies. I'm kind of a different kind of character. I love Hallmark is sort of like the old movie studio system because they keep reusing
It's wonderful
all the time, which I love. I mean, and man, am I in the right place, because not only with my philosophy about putting out good energy and love and kindness, and that's what Hallmark does, but they put me in so much. I'm so grateful to them. But of course, it would be great to do some big budget things sometime. Yet on the other hand, I have always been a working character actress. Mm-hmm. So if I would have had a career based on just what I look like, or a career based on something and been a one-shot wonder, I would have been really disappointed. So again, you just have to bless all those things that you get impatient about. You learn later, well, maybe that's why that happened. So I would love to just work on projects with people who want to make a difference, and not just but action features, or I think the little movies that have heart and soul and cause people to reflect about who they are too is the kind of project that I want to keep doing.
Yeah.
I'm working with somebody that I love right now on Chesapeake Shores, Diane Ladd.
Oh, I love Diane Ladd.
Yes. And I was just talking with her yesterday. We're getting ready to shoot season 2, and acting opposite her, the Academy Award nominee, and just being able to really go deep into more than what the words are just written. Mm-hmm. That's just to get to do what I get to do. I'm grateful no matter how I get to do it.
That's great.
Now, another question that we wanted to ask you was, who inspires you?
Inspires me, my daughter, for one. About she just really is about truth and speaking up for what is right, no matter what the consequences. She again works to save animals and save the planet.
We love her.
There's environmental education.
Thank her for
creator of the LA Zoo now.
That's so exciting.
Yes. So she teaches me all the time about how to be a vegetarian. I always spoke about animal rights and all. And Jessica's been a vegetarian since she was 14. She's 38
Same
now.
as I am.
So we always had tofurkey for all the holidays and all that, and that's great. And then through her pregnancy, she was vegetarian, and then the kids, River and Solstice, are vegetarian. And so about a year ago, but I still love chicken.
You do what you can.
Past tense. So a year ago, it bothered me more and more and more. But a year ago, River, my grandson, who was 4 then, as I was barbecuing chicken legs, which I love to barbecue, he said, "But Mimi, they had to kill him."
Oh.
So that was my last, and I don't miss it at all. I do fish every once in a while, but I'm vegetarian now too. And
I wish I could do it.
At all. Yeah, but you won't miss it.
I've been a vegetarian since 14 too.
I can't eat grains. I can't eat carbs for a health thing. I just don't. My heart, I want to do it, and I've wanted to do it so long. But I just don't know if I could eat with the limitations I have to eat with.
So well, and she loves my food.
It's not limitations. It's so yummy when you I do stir fries. I do so much.
She loves my food.
Yeah, I love your food.
So it's just a personal thing, and for me, because I hate the cruelty. I hate looking at the PETA things about Stop.
I know.
But that's truth. We can't just go like this.
Yeah,
I know.
And once you know better, then that when the truth of that outweighs the taste of that, and then every time you start to take a bite, you see that picture. That's when it. So honestly, I had no idea it'd be so easy to change, and I could no more eat that than the man on the moon anymore. And I do fish, so obviously, I guess I feel a little bad about that, but
Not as bad.
so a little bit of a hypocrite. But
you do what you
Listen,
can.
you do what you can.
It's better
this
to
is
do
what
some.
Liron has always
It's better
said.
to do some than not at all.
And Jessica, my daughter, also was so non-judgmental all that time. She never once did she ever even say, "Mom, why don't you try this?" She just was by example. So that's how. And everybody again has to live their truth.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want to?
Yeah, I was going to say, what haven't you done that you still want to do?
I want to go to Machu Picchu.
Oh,
I know people who have done it. It's pretty amazing, I hear.
I want to expand my. I just want to expand that part of my life more. I want to find out about all those things that I know. I hear whispers about in my soul, and I don't know yet. I've created a really great environment here. In the very backyard, I've got a backyard, and then I have this little back area that people before me had just used kind of for junk, and it was all falling down and, just icky. And I created into this amazing place I call Bammer's Garden. My cat that died, his name was Bammer. So I got a beautiful sign made that says Bammer's Garden, and I've planted it with flowers all around, and it's in the very middle of it is this ancient grapefruit tree that's just abundant. And I put wind chimes all over it and solar lights, and underneath there's a little table and chairs and a park bench and a big wind chime that does the tones from Amazing Grace, because that was my father's favorite song.
Oh, it sounds
and
beautiful.
I got memorial stones because I wanted. I went through this time where I kept losing people. And instead of being in grief, I wanted to instead turn it around, use it as a trigger to celebrate their life and celebrate memories that I have with them. So I got 4-foot tall memorial stones from my mother and father with great poems for each and their names engraved on the bottom. And then I have one for Bammer, one for Lola, who I just lost, and putting ashes back there. And I go back out there, and I'm not kidding you when I say it's a butterfly garden too. There are butterflies everywhere back there, and it's
beautiful.
Just you come into my place, and it's just like this sacred place of love. I call my house the lighthouse.
That's beautiful. So one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How would you spend the last day of your life?
That's Mimi's favorite question because she loves her answer.
Oh,
she loves her own answer.
Probably just doing everything that I'm doing now on my favorite days, which is to stay home and have, and I don't know if you can't see my hand, but I've had Lucy this whole time.
Lucy, yes.
And just touching people I love and just having people, the little things. That's what.
Sounds ideal.
Well, it sounds like you're living the life that you want to live and love your life.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful
You're
answer.
very inspirational.
You
and
are,
just
Barbara.
not having any regrets.
No regrets.
And my aunt Ricky, who passed away about 1.5 years ago, told me, and I kind of think this rings true, is that she was never afraid of death, that she couldn't see what the next great adventure was going to be.
Sounds wonderful. And you are wonderful. And you're exactly who I expected you to be, because you've always been this person since I've known you. But just even more evolved.
Yeah, you too. And isn't that great as women, how we just keep paying it forward?
Yes.
The world would be such a better place if women ran it.
Yeah, all we have to do is run it. I mean, there's plenty of room for men. I mean,
we need to run it for a little while. They've had their time. They did what they wanted to do with the planet. Now it's our turn to show what we can do with it, right?
Yeah, and I feel like that's the next age that we are just, and I've heard from people who seem to be in the know about that this whole Trump election, was a way to hurry that evolution up, to get out of the masculine and start really living the feminine.
Well,
But
that's an interesting thought.
Well, when we were talking about Hillary being a president, we knew that she would have such a an uphill battle every single day. They would give her hell. And again, the only way for me to see this as something that would be a launch pad for something better would be if sometimes people need to hit rock bottom and see how bad it really is before they can take that leap of faith and choose something different and new. So we can only hope, because
but we can hope, but we can also maintain our pressure.
Yes,
and,
I agree.
And get more active and not let up. And again, when we start to get worried, remind each other, this is what we are fighting for. We're fighting for our future and the future for our kids.
Our kids, our planet, our very world.
What makes me happy is knowing that since the election, so many women have signed up to run for office.
Yes. And my daughter signed up for more information on that.
Okay.
So
great.
Awaiting news
to announce. Yes.
Well, Senator Pinchot, I will vote for you. Even knowing what a bitch you might be.
Little do you know, dear, you will see those.
Can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Thank you so much, Barbara.
I love you guys.
Love you too, honey.
This was absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
Can't wait to see you face to face sometime.
Yes.
I know. Call if you're in LA, okay?
Oh,
yes.
You can be sure.
Call if you come to
You have to be on Vancouver Island.
Oh, I'd love to go to Vancouver.
You'll be up there like 4 months.
All right.
Well, thank you.
That's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing about being gone so long. That's why it's very precious, these moments that I'm here.
Yes.
Well, who takes care of your dogs when you're away?
Oh, I have a great couple who comes and stays that are actual vet techs too.
Oh, great.
Works for them, so these guys are well taken care of.
That's
I'm
good.
sure they are.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind being one of your pets, I'm sure.